I'd like to give a warm welcome to my viewers in 168 countries. I'm Sandra Rupp. Please subscribe on YouTube because we're going to get more ladies to Davos. What happened at McDonald's? There was a huge shakeup when the CEO, Steve Easterbrook, was fired for having a relationship with an employee. There is a top sexual harassment attorney, Deborah Katz. Whether it is an employee, someone who wants to work for the company, a potential interviewee, someone who's doing consulting, Deborah Katz has said that power difference can create a dynamic where the relationship can never be truly consensual. Your corporate reputation is fully at risk. I'm Sandra Rupp. I'd like to thank the whole world for watching. I worked in executive search based in New York for many, many years. As a female executive coach, I will not accept Me Too situations, Time's Up situations from CEOs, board members, heads of not-for-profit. They should all be disinvited from the World Economic Forum. Now, as some of you know, I started the Davos CEO Pledge. There is one CEO out there who left his company, who did something so egregious that Ronan Farrow could write an article about this and everyone would read it. We all know that if a woman is brave enough to write a letter to a major corporation, something really bad has happened to her. Because it's called an abuse of power. It goes against every code of conduct for every board, every company, every not-for-profit. And there must be an investigation. She must get a telephone call out of courtesy to the corporation involved, which is one of the most prominent companies in the world, as well as out of courtesy to this man's wife. I have let this important information go to the board of directors, and they better respond soon. People are desperate to survive in this economy when CEOs are making $10 million a year. So if you are out there as a male CEO or female CEO and you are abusing your power, you better watch out. So for every board out there who gets a letter from a woman that she has been mistreated by a top executive, I will make sure that women in leadership are able to have a voice. I'm inviting all Davos CEOs and leaders to interview right here. Okay, Brenda, let me tell you something. The Me Too movement is probably the most important step in order for women in leadership to break the glass ceiling. 78% men are deciding the major decisions around the World Economic Forum. This will no longer happen because we've had enough. We've had enough. We don't want socialism. We will not be silenced. There have only been 22% women at Davos, and we know that you can't control the media, you can't control politics, and you can't control us. Because the women who are the most educated, experienced women in the world, the entrepreneurs, the management consultants, the executive coaches, the anchors, we are speaking up today. What happened to Amy Robach was morally and ethically wrong. She should have been able to release her story to protect all the women and children who suffered for the last 3 years because the Epstein story was not released because ABC covered it up. They then tried to fire a woman who works for CBS who they thought had leaked it. ABC picked up the phone, called CBS, and said she's the one who did it. It's like all these networks are now in cahoots. The charade is over, gentlemen. The chief anchor worked for Bill Clinton, George Stephanopoulos. Bob Iger, I hope you're listening. About the people. We care about the women and children in every country. The mainstream media needs to hire more anchors, more executives, more editors like me. The McDonald's board had diversity. It was an inclusive board. They had ethnic diversity, gender, racial. It was a lot of inclusion on that board, and they made the right decision. For a CEO of a major corporation to attempt to say that any relationship is consensual with the woman who wants to work for him, they're cheating on the company. Please stay tuned and subscribe to the channel on YouTube. And thanks for watching. Love you all.